It's time for the 12 Tasks of Christmas. I'm Professorvoqas, and this is Harry Potter Wizards Unite.
Hello, Professor. I didn't see you there.
In a couple days, the 12 Tasks of Christmas will start December 29th. It actually runs through January 7th, 11 a.m. Pacific time, start and finish as per usual. And there's a whole bunch of foundables that are going to be increased, mainly to go along with the tasks that they're going to give us. So let's head to the registry and talk about which foundables are going to be increased. Starting off at Hogwarts School, it's going to be the Gryffindor students specifically, and it's because it's in the Water Orb. They're specifically increasing things that are from the Water Orb, the Yule Ball program, Harry Potter. You'll see more of them, but the Water Orb does have kind of a theme tie-in with the tasks themselves. Over here at the Yule Ball Great Hall, especially because this happened during the holidays in Goblet of Fire, the 4 non-fortress foundables will be more prevalent out on the map, and Tonic for Trace Detection is going to increase all these spawns as well. So anything on this page at all, except for the Yule Ball program, although that is going to come from special 1 kilometer port keys. So if you pick up those port keys, you will get that Yule Ball program. It's guaranteed. So that means Hagrid and Maxine, Angelina and Fred, Harry and Pavarti, and then Victor and Hermione. All 4 of those are going to be on the map more often. In addition, down here in Potions Classroom at Legends of Hogwarts, young Harry Potter will also be increased spawn rate. Over here at the Ministry of Magic registry pages, in the Ministry Atrium, it'll be the Ministry Administrator. Again, she's in that globe of water. That's why they have her available. In Magic Zoology, and I know this is going to make a lot of people happy, down here in Central Park, Picket's going to be available, which I think, yeah, I do need him. I still need other stuff on this page too, but I do need him, so I definitely plan on getting him and then hopefully filling him back up to carry fragments over to the silver page if I ever make it there. And then down on New York City Street, the Alchemy eggs, those are also going to be increased spawns. Over at Magical Games and Sports, the Golden Snitch, because it's involved with one of the tasks specifically. And then Quidditch Captain Harry Potter, because Harry is definitely involved in one of the tasks. For Wonders of the Wizarding World, they have the Troll music box, which actually, probably out of all the tasks, the one involving this is the most themed, and we'll talk about it when we get to the task. And then down in King's Cross Station, still under Wonders of the Wizarding World, the baby Mandrake, and I can't touch it because I'm 15 out of 15. I will end up placing that image, but increased spawns with that, again, it's in that globe of water. Some of the other basics of the event, in addition to the increased spawns, if you use Legends of Hogwarts runestones in any chambers, you just have an increased chance to get those fragments for Legends of Hogwarts, fortress fragments. Speaking of fortresses, while you're in fortresses, if you do level Forest 4 or higher, no matter what runestone you use, you will have guaranteed family fragments. It can still be anything within that family, but all you have to do is Forest 4 or higher to guarantee it, instead of having to go all the way up to Dark 5 to get that 100% chance. And challenges are going to reward increased wizarding experience, spell energy, which is nice to just replenish it back, and then, for me at least, most importantly, increased challenge experience. And the reason that is important to me, and maybe to you, is I still need more spell books, the red books, to get that combat adversary tree. And increased challenge experience means I should be able to rank up faster on my challenge registry, which is going to get you 2 spell books every time you rank up. So I'm looking forward to doing that. I just have to remember to run fortresses. So let's get into the tasks themselves. They start with 12 and go to 1, so they use those numbers to kind of tie into the song loosely or not at all. Starting with using Master Notes 12 times, 12 potions of brewing to get 1 dark detector. We do have like 10 days for this event. So if you do your normal potions, hopefully your normal potions, if you're brewing at least a little bit, just a couple a day or 1 a day and then a couple on a couple days, you should have no problem doing this by just putting in those Master Notes. Next up is probably the most controversial / divisive one in the community, which is to use 11 potent Extimulos. I talked about me building these up in a previous video. It's going to get you 1 silver key. But the real question is, do I want to just throw 11 potents to get a silver key? And the answer to that is no. I wouldn't just do it just to get the silver key, or even just to get the rewards at the end that we will talk about. So the 11 potents, I already talked about my strategy on this. Is it worth doing in and of itself? No. If adversaries are out, Ukrainians and some of the higher ones, that I end up using a potent anyway, I wouldn't even use it for this task, I would have used one anyway. I'm just going to go along, and if I manage to do that, I'll look for adversaries and fight them and use the potents. And that's how I would end up finishing this. And if I don't, then I probably won't. Maybe if I was at 10 and I had used 10 really well, like I used them and felt like I needed them, if I had one more, I might go try to solo a higher chamber by myself where a potent was going to help me get through that. But I just want to make sure my potents are actually useful and I'm not just throwing them away to complete this task. Next up is complete 10 wizarding challenges in Tower Chamber 5, and it's going to get you 2 Dawdle Draft. This one's interesting because most people, yes, have already unlocked up to Tower Chamber 5, but I suppose a new player, it might be a little tricky, or maybe it just encourages them to unlock to Tower 5. Tower 5 isn't super high. It's not like Forest 5 or something like that. But it's still interesting that they did make a specific chamber number that you have to get to, so if it's a newer player that hasn't unlocked chambers or done enough, they would only have 10 days really to unlock it and then run 5 of them with other people. I would guess most people have unlocked it though, so probably not that big of a deal. Next is return 9 trolls dancing for 10 spell energy. This is back to the music box with the dancing troll, and normally in the song it's 9 ladies dancing, which is why I feel like this one ties in the best with going with the song, and I find this one very fun, and certainly as long as with the increased spawns we should have no problem completing this one. Next up, place 8 images in the registry and it gets you 8 gold coins, which is cool. Normally that would be for completing all your tasks and your daily assignments, but anything in the registry, which means if you have any images now, you could just hold off on them. Like I think I have like 8 images just kind of hanging out because I don't place them, mainly for waiting for things like this where I might need to. If not, don't forget when we go to fortresses, when we run things, we do have those guaranteed fragments coming in. So even if you used old brilliant runestones, you could actually build that fragment back up. If you have a ton of them, you could build that, because there's only 3 fragments to place that, and that's an easy image to pop down if you need to. The next task is to return 7 foundables a swimming, and it's going to get you 3 unicorn hair. This is why I was referring to the water orb. Foundables a swimming, it's going to be the ones that are contained in that water orb. So of the increased spawns, I talked about some of them that were involved in that. Just know on the overworld map when you click on things, it's the one where that globe of water has encased them and you're trying to free them from it. That's what's going to get you credit toward this. I would also say this task ties in pretty well because usually it's 7 swans a swimming, so they still incorporated water swimming, so that's cool that they at least took a little effort to put some of them to go along with the song. The next task ties in pretty well with the song too. It's to return 6 alchemy eggs, and that's going to get you 10 snowdrop, which 6 usually is 6 geese a laying, so geese a laying eggs, perfect. I'm sure you've already figured it out, but just in case you hadn't, I wanted to point it out. 5 golden snitches. So again, they tied them pretty well. 5 golden snitches is going to get you 2 gold coins, and that's why the snitch is appearing for this. Next up is to place 4 images on the Yule Ball Great Hall registry page. It's going to get you 1 silver key. So this was the page I talked about. All the couples were already around, and don't forget the port keys also drop the Yule Ball program, so that could be one of them too. So you're hopefully going to be able to return a lot of those to build up those images so you can place them, because you're going to need to place 4 on that page. We're down to the final 3. So first up is to defeat your highest unlocked chamber 3 times. And a lot of times in the bonus task we have to do it once. We have to do it 3 times now. So a lot of people dark 5. Obviously you're going to have to run it 3 times. That increased challenge experience, at least it's going to help me rank up. So it's something I would have been doing anyway, so not too worried about this one personally. It gets you 2 strong Extimulos, which should help with adversaries, for me at least. Which brings us to the next one I've seen a lot of chatter about on Discord and Reddit, which is to have 2 masterful spellcasts in a row, which is going to get you a wit sharpening potion. A lot of people are saying they have trouble even getting 1 masterful, and I guess I'm not sure what to say about that, because there's definitely, for me at least, there's a lot of spells that I've pretty consistently can get masterfuls, and especially if I knew I needed to get 2 in a row, I'm just going to take a little more time, or really I'm going to pick and choose. When I get to the foundable, I'm like, yeah, this is one I can hit masterful on. I'm really going to focus and try to get 2 of them in a row. It's been said a million times, I'll say it again, speed is probably the biggest thing to start increasing. Most people just don't go fast enough to get masterfuls. They take their time tracing it. Just go for it. Just really start to wing it. For me, it was just going fast and not doing well, and just slowly getting better at going faster and faster, but not being afraid to go fast and just have your cast be terrible, which is exactly what happened to me early on. For stuff like Ibublio and stuff, I was always taking my time making that E shape. And finally I said, you know, let me just go fast. And eventually I just started to get better at it. So hopefully you can find something that is in your wheelhouse for casting and just nail that masterful, and then hopefully get another one in a row. Remember, even if you get a masterful, if you don't return the foundable, you have a shot at getting another one right then, and that would get you your 2 masterfuls. Other than that, after you have 1 masterful banked, just be wary of what you're clicking on. Well, you can even click on it, is get a masterful, and when you know you need another one, go to a foundable, hit a foundable, and when you see what spell you have to cast, if it's something you're good at, go for it. But if it's not, just flee and click on something else until you find something else you're good at. That's my best advice on that. We do have 10 days to do this. This is, and I don't find this to be, if it's difficult for you, I don't mean to belittle your situation, but I guess I don't feel this to be too out of left field or unfair, only because Pokemon Go does this often with excellent throws, which is kind of their hardest throw. And the same strategies, I would pick specific things that I knew I could get excellent throws on, and avoid the things that it was really difficult to do. So it is just something that has been done before, and I feel like maybe it'll encourage people to at least get good at one of their casts. The last task we have is to return the boy who lived, which just any of the Harry Potters. You usually return a Harry Potter, some form of Harry Potter, and that's going to get you 10 spell energy. The one thing I am interested in, because there's a couple Harrys, young Harry Potter, Quidditch Captain Harry Potter. I wonder if on the Yule Ball page, Harry Potter and Parvati, you are returning him, but it's with her, so it'll be interesting to see if that one counts. I don't think it's going to be a big deal. You have 10 days to just get one of them anywhere, which, if the other 2 are increased spawns, it really shouldn't be too big of an issue. If you manage to finish all 12 tasks, you will end up getting 200 experience, wizarding experience, 2 Defense Against Dark Arts books, 2 spell books, and then 2 of each of these gifts, the Extimulo ingredient gift, Extravagant Energy, and then Barufio's ingredient gift. I do feel these rewards they're a bit underwhelming for just in general. Like, this isn't amazing stuff to get, especially the Defense Against Dark Arts books. You can get those from adversaries now. So to get 2 of them, either 1 lucky adversary where you get a bonus one, or just fight 2 adversaries, like 2 Dracos or something, which is obviously a lot less effort than all these tasks. And then the 2 spell books, that would just be 1 challenge rank up. That would run a Dark 5 twice, and you pretty much have a challenge rank up there. So based on that, if you didn't finish this, I don't feel like you're missing out. And those gifts really doesn't matter. It's not even like it's a Barufio's gift or a Potent Extimulo gift, which I think they could have done. It's even just the ingredients and then Extravagant Spell Energy. I get those all the time dropping from inns anyway. So based on the fact that the end rewards are not something I'm going to fear like, oh no, I'm going to get behind because it's restricted section books, so I don't really need those right now, or just a lot of something that's a huge boost, you know, upgrading. Because of that, I am not so worried about finishing this event specifically. And I don't think you guys should either, unless it's something you really need. But if it's going to be, if you feel like you're wasting potions or doing other things wastefully, like you're like, oh, I don't want to have to do this, I'm using too much energy, I need to save it, you're really not missing out on too much. I would look through the tasks themselves and look at the individual rewards and figure out stuff that maybe, okay, that's worth it. I want 1 of those. I want a couple strong Extimulos for doing something like running a Dark Chamber 3 times, because I was going to do that anyway. So based on the fact that they're making you do a lot of things and then only giving little rewards, we can either be disappointed that it's not huge rewards, but I would actually go the other direction and say I'm kind of glad that I won't feel like I'm missing out if I don't do all these things. I'm fine with that. Just I'll do the things I can. Will I finish it? Probably. I probably will. Based on everything that's happening, those potents would be the only thing that I'm going to need to find an actual reason to use them. I want that to be adversaries. That's really all I use potents for these days. Not even Dark Chamber 5 or any of that. I might use an Extimulo in there just to speed things up, but not a potent. That's going to do it for this guide. I hope it helps you make better decisions about how much of this you want to participate in or don't based on the rewards. As always, thank you guys for watching this video, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Nox.